The other patterns to look out for, friends, is which suit or element is really prominent. So for example, if cup suit is really prominent, you know the focus of this person is love. If the wand suit is very prominent, you know that the person is passionate and is work-oriented, action-oriented. Even in terms of elements, is the fire element very prominent? Friends, in the end, I would like to share a few tips with you. If you have started out just now on your journey to being a tarot card reader, in order to develop confidence as a reader, I would suggest you start with reading cards for yourself, because you know yourself the best. So when you pick up cards for yourself, cards which are meant to represent your thoughts, your feelings, or things that are happening to you, your circumstances, you'll be able to understand them the best when you pull them out for yourself. It is more difficult to understand the thoughts and feelings of someone else and relate them to the card that you have pulled out. Second thing, friends, start small in terms of the number of cards in the spread. For example, you can start simply with a single card spread to begin with. Once comfortable, then increase the number of cards you're pulling out per question. Increase one step at a time. Next, read daily. Make it a daily practice to pull out at least some cards for some questions. Keep the cards close to your bed or close to your study table or wherever it is that you will find time, even if it is just 5 or 10 minutes in a day. Another very good manner of learning how to read tarot cards, friends, is to ask questions to which you already know answers. You know the answer. For example, what had happened, let's say, in my job 3 months back when my colleague had created some trouble for me at work. Now when you pull out a card, you know the answer. It is very easy for you to interpret what the card is trying to tell you. That way you start to understand the cards and also understand how to connect the cards to the questions as well as the spread positions. One more tip, practice makes perfect. Nothing can substitute a lot of a huge amount of practice. Next tip, friends, once you have studied cards, drawn cards for yourself, then move on to those people whom you know very well, whom you understand very well, their thoughts, feelings you understand very well. That would probably be your family or friends. Next, to develop your confidence, do a few free readings to get confidence and ask for feedback in exchange for those free readings. People are usually more than happy to exchange a free reading with feedback. That will give you confidence to start reading for even strangers. In fact, ask for feedback from family and friends as well before you move on to strangers. Also remember that as tarot card readers, we have the responsibility to bring about a positive change in the life of the querent. So try and stay focused on the positive aspects of what your tarot card reading can do for them. Our next few tips, friends. Look for patterns in the spread, or else if you're doing various questions for the same person, look for regular patterns in even the different spreads that you are drawing or different questions that you are asking for the same person. You will be able to identify a few patterns. For example, is a particular quote card coming up repeatedly in response to different questions? That means either the person really needs to develop a certain part of their personality, or else it is highlighting what they are as people, or maybe there is a very strong external influence of some particular person, maybe even interference of someone. Maybe there is some strong influence of some person around them in their life. So look for these patterns. The other patterns to look out for, friends, is which suit or element is really prominent. So for example, if cup suit is really prominent, you know the focus of this person is love. If the wand suit is very prominent, you know that the person is passionate and is work-oriented, action-oriented. Even in terms of elements, is the fire element very prominent? Is the water element very prominent? So look for these patterns. If the sword or air element is too prominent, you know the person's focus is on thoughts, ideas, truth, etc. Now, whether positive or negative, that you will have to identify based on how the cards have come up, whether they are surrounded by positive or negative cards, whether they have come up upright or reversed. Also, friends, consider reinforcing and opposing cards and watch out for the same. If in a 10 card spread, you find 3 cards are reinforcing one particular theme. For example, let's say falling in love. 3 love cards are drawn within a 10 card reading. You know love is in the air. Similarly, if you draw out, let's say, the sword cards and the negative sword cards, you know the person is under stress and worry. Or else if you keep drawing the thief card, the deception cards and all these kinds of cards, you know that there is some deception happening in this person's life. So look for these reinforcing and opposing cards. Just to clarify, reinforcing cards are those cards which reinforce the meaning of each other, whereas opposing cards are those cards which are different, completely different and opposite in meaning to each other. If you see a lot of reinforcing cards, then that theme is really getting prominent in the person's life. Opposing cards, on the other hand, kind of mitigate the effect of each other, or else show the presence of opposing forces. Similarly, look for patterns in terms of whether there is a predominance of major arcana or minor arcana. A lot of major arcana will show that too much of upheaval or big changes is happening in the person's life. It could either be positive or negative depending on the major arcana cards that have been pulled out. Similarly, too many minor arcana cards will show that, okay, the changes and the situations, circumstances and all are quite manageable. Too much of court cards will show too many people or external influences in the life of the querent. One last and final tip, my dear friends, is to listen well. Tarot cards is a lot about developing the art of listening to your querent. After all, 50% of the stress of the tarot querent goes away when they find a good listener in their tarot card reader. So friends, with that we come to the end of our tarot tutorial. I hope you've been able to understand what tarot card reading is all about, what the meanings of the various tarot cards are, what the spreads are, and how to do predictions. If you have any questions, friends, you can share them in the comments section below, and you can start watching the more detailed videos to get a deeper understanding of how to understand your different tarot cards, different tarot spreads, and how to make predictions, how to do meditations. We have many videos which are extremely detailed. This is probably the only concise video which I have made because I was getting a request from a lot of our viewers to make one video in which they could understand the basics of tarot before moving on to the detailed videos. So that's all for this video, my dear friends, and I wish you all the very best with your journey as a tarot card reader. Om.